The best thing about working at BWB, in my opinion, is the fast-moving pace, nature of the projects that we are privileged to work on.
The culture of the business, very friendly, very collaborative, it's very curious.
We do ask quite a lot of people, but I think people throw themselves into it with a lot of energy, enthusiasm, passion.
I find that the managers get involved with different levels of the business, and because we're still that small-medium consultancy, they have a direct day-to-day input in a lot of the projects.
And the ability just to get a problem rather than back away from it and to absorb themselves from it.
We're a very relationship-driven business, so our relationships with our clients and each other are really key.
There's an empathy, there's a sensitivity between everybody, there's a willingness to communicate.
We trust one another. I think there's a great degree of integrity.
Around about 200 people, you have the scope to progress your career, and at the same time you're not a number.
So big enough to be able to take on large projects, but still small enough to have that family feel and belonging to a sense of identity within the company.
We work very hard, but we're a very social team. I've gone out more times with the team here than I have done, 2 or 3 years at other consultancies.
Working in an open plan office environment, everybody knows everybody, and people walk up and have a chat.
There's a good social vibe, but we all get on really well in work as well, which makes it really productive.
Each office is recognisably a BWB office, and that's both in a physical sense, but also in terms of just the way the people are, the way they interact. There's a nice buzz.
I love it. It's really good, and learning every single
in which to develop a career.
There's a lot of support and it's freely given, both within the office environment itself, but across the offices, which I think is important to keep us as one business.
Movement between the offices is encouraged and supported. I think we'd much rather accommodate someone's wishes should they want to work somewhere else than lose them to a competitor.
In late 2010, we opened our London office, which has been a huge game changer. Mill Harbour on the Isle of Dogs, Strand East next to the Olympic Park, and Lewisham Gateway have already given us a great profile in the capital.
BWB's always been a company that has operated as a true meritocracy.
BWB's size is a distinct advantage. It allows individuals to showcase their skills and their abilities in a context that they could never do in a larger business.
Support them in doing that.
Opportunity to get involved in lots of different type of projects. You're not going to be pigeonholed in a particular team.
An important piece of work that we did a few years ago was the design of our academy programme. That's been incredibly successful and incredibly popular, and it is purely designed and led by our leadership team.
Anybody who's looking to start out in their career, it's a really good place to be, to get a good basis to build their career.
Might not be the biggest name out there.
It being multidisciplinary, there's always someone to help.
Being at BWB, you get a lot more recognition than you do at larger consultancies, and I think it is easier to prove yourself. It's definitely a company where I can see myself growing into.
People who are ambitious are fast-tracked through the business, and there are really no limits on how far someone can go.
I'd say our values are the lifeblood of BWB because they sort of run through the whole personality and the culture of the business.
The 7 words that we use to best describe BWB's values are proactive, collaborative, curious, trustworthy, passionate, innovative and friendly.
Well, we introduced the idea of 3 horizons into our thinking as we were developing the next business plan.
Horizon 1 is probably the next 2 years, the here and now, how we defend and extend the current business model.
Second Horizon is about establishing new businesses and new enterprises within the group.
So we looked forward, we call that Horizon 3, so sort of the 5 to 10 year period as to what people might be doing with their lives, urbanisation, globalisation, what effect will that have on people, and therefore what effect will that have on our business.
What excites me about the future for BWB is the almost unlimited potential that I believe exists for the business and its very talented people.
So I think we've got huge opportunities, and we've got plans to double the size of the business in 5 years.
The biggest place we want to head is to keep on growing but keep who we are, and I think being owner managed is fantastically helpful for that.
So attracting and selecting the right people is going to be very important, and investing in early careers as well as experienced professionals.
Investing in new software, new hardware and so on. I think that's going to be the essence of strong engineering practices in the future.
Acquire some complementary businesses to give us reach into new sectors, new markets.
There's every opportunity that we'd get involved in some international work.
We've got some good orders already in place for future project work, and some great teams already set up.
We've gone through a lot, the business is much stronger as a result, and we will build on that, and we will be very successful over the course of the next few years.
To see it grow and succeed for the people that work here is something to feel really proud of.
We're becoming increasingly well and actually used by blue chip clients, entrusted with their projects, and the future is extremely bright.